Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to some more World of Warships, and today I'm actually showing off a tier 10 replay, obviously of the Midway. And holy crap. So, this is actually a replay sent to me by one of my clanmates, Yuudachi. He actually does have his own Twitch channel, Yuudachi X9, and do recommend going to take a look at his stream because he does stream quite a bit on Twitch, and he's wow, that sounds really bad, but he is actually a really decent player. So tier 9 Midway, pretty much any of the tier 10s are, I think, are in a really good position. It's the lower tiers where they kind of struggle a little bit. So as you can see on the map, it is a tier 10 battle, obviously, but fairly light, especially in regards to the battleship. Now, I'm actually recording this quite late at night, about 8:30 right now. Normally, I record fairly early in the day where I'm not so tired, but the reason why I decided to wait this long to record was actually I went to the dentist today and had some cavities filled. So my entire right side of my mouth was completely numb, and obviously I had to give it enough time for it to be absorbed by my body and dissipated. So that's why I'm doing this so late, and hopefully I won't yawn that much. So I am actually getting a little bit tired, but anyway, Midway, I've never actually played it, and I know kind of the outcome of this battle, and I know it's gonna be good, so yes. Alright, so anyway, tier 10s are probably in a really good position. As you can see, as Yuudachi does drop on the FDG. I'm actually kind of curious. No, I can't take control. There we go. Amount of torpedoes are really good. He does land 4 torpedoes on that FDG. Didn't go to flooding though. Coming back around for more damage, and this is just kind of the strength, is the fact that their planes are tankier. They also deal a little bit more damage, and they're obviously a little bit quicker on the well, from getting out of harm's way, but obviously you're still gonna be taking a lot of damage. Gets another 4 torpedoes, 5 torpedoes there. And that's the nice thing about tier 10, is just the amount of torpedoes you can put out. But right there also goes to show the fact that flooding is really difficult. And Midway kinda can be a little bit compensated for that dot damage, because its dive bombers are actually really fantastic. And they actually cause fire, while the Hakaym, the only way it can get fires is with rocket blades. And chance of fires is very minimal for the IGN line, so that's always going to be a slight problem. But just look at the speed. This is just crazy. He is trying to help out the Shimikaze, which is really good. Does drop a plane, and the planes did get buffed. They follow a lot quicker. They don't take as long to actually intercept, and they follow the planes for quite a while. So even outside of that circumference of that circle, does spot the Benson, instantly focuses him, and let's see if he gets good damage. Decent amount of damage. 3 rocket hits did knock out a few things. But one thing you should always do is never try to swing around to try to get another salvo off. It's just better to move on to a new target, such as the FDG. Gets a semi-decent amount of damage on it, only 3,844. But also, you can see he does recall those rocket planes, just due to the fact that it's really no point trying to switch around, coming back. So benefit of that is it keeps the number of planes that you have available for a lot longer. Now, unfortunately, I don't see where it actually shows the planes being recycled, which is a slight replay bug, but Midway has a decent amount of planes, so you can take a bit more of a risk, but even the Midway can eventually get somewhat deplaned. Once again, trying to help out his teammates, does drop a fighter just to help deal with the enemy planes, and does look like the enemy CV did the same, but he should be okay. He should be able to pull out without any too big of an issue. Gets 6 planes shot down. Nice. That's actually really nice. Coming in for attack on the Republic, and is this? I think this Republic's reversing. It looks like the dispersion was a little bit bad there. Actually, not too bad. Wow, I'm kind of surprised by that. And once again, it's constantly switching targets. I don't think he led that target enough. I'm actually really curious. Yeah, he mistook how quickly that Alaska was going, and Alaska manages to dodge the entire torpedo salvo. Now, the torpedoes actually don't go as far as the IGN. IGN can actually drop them from quite a distance away, so that's always really beneficial. Does switch over to the dive bombers, and like I've been saying, dive bombers are probably my weakest. I'm not very good with them. Once again, these are USN dive bombers. They actually have a really good fire chance, and they actually hit pretty hard, so that's a huge plus there. Now the team is they're not doing so hot. They've lost all of their destroyers. The enemy team still has one. They are in the lead for the moment. Now, the placement on the plane wasn't a bad idea. It was under the assumption that the carrier would continue and try to come back around. But it doesn't look like that is the case. And let's see, goes in for the attack, but the Republic is dead. Obviously, this attack is going to be null and void, and does seem to at least spot the enemy Hakaym. Now, the Hakaym is actually really good AA destroyer, so not probably the best target. Is switching obviously to the FDG, and hopefully should get some hits. Now, here coming soon, and they're currently releasing the British CVs, which is exciting. They're allowing players to buy the tier 4, the tier 6, and the tier 8. And obviously the major difference in, ooh, that is just eating a lot of damage there just to get this attack in. I don't know if that was really worth it. Does get a fire. Kind of curious whether or not that's going to stick. So British CVs are currently going to be coming out here soon, which is exciting. And once I get the tier 4, I will be showing it off. Try to at least give kind of my impression. May not always be the best CV player, but it's always good to at least try to help out. Does drop a plane again over that Zao. Don't really know why. I'm actually kind of curious. Now, we do know where the Hakaym is. It does look like he is currently obviously smoking up. Now, the major benefit of this battle is the current caps. The enemy team only has 1 cap, and the friendly team has 2, which is really beneficial. Does have to be careful. As you can see, he does pull away from the Alaska, so he can't really get hit by the Hakaym. Does go in for attack run. Trying to get the hit. Gets at least 1 HE rocket. That's something that you can work on, especially if you can see where the Hakaym was shooting at. And obviously it's a Hakaym which fires quite rapidly. Is going back around for another attack. And does actually manage to land a hit. It's only incapacitation. But the enemy team have at least managed to take out their friendly conqueror. And this is probably where things might start to go a little wrong. Now, the Midway is not a very stealthy ship. Its D-type is easily 15.4 kilometers. I don't know what captain skills he runs. It is probably going to be at least having at least one concealment on it, because you really got to be careful with Midway, because it's just not a stealthy ship, and instantly going for the FTG. The only major issue is just look at all this flak. Still able to get in and drops those torpedoes. Let's see, unfortunately doesn't this replay sometimes doesn't always work out the best. Does actually get a flooding on that FTG, so if his damage control is down, that means it is going to stick for a little bit. Switches target to the Midway, and let's see, he probably should just try to recall these planes. He's going to lose them all. Yeah, there they go. Does get actually a double flooding on the Midway. Decent amount of damage. Does look like the FTG possibly is flooding. I'm actually very curious whether or not it's the FTG or the Midway, because the Midway does have a instant repair or instant damage control, but that's up every 60 seconds. So if that Midway actually had a fire on him, that could mean it is coming from, let's see, I'm actually kind of curious. Yeah, it looks like the Midway actually took a lot of flooding damage there. So, decent amount of damage, got a decent amount of dot damage. That is really what kind of the carrier is. Now, I've always noticed, or I've been kind of obviously stating that carriers can't carry anymore. They really do struggle to do a carry. And this game is going to require Yuudachi to actually carry. Does focus on the FTG, doesn't get a lot of hits there. He's gonna lose probably these planes. Now he does have to be really careful right here, because he's actually getting really close to the current battlefield. And as you can see, the Hindenburg's almost in range. So he is obviously going to get a ship probably between the islands. That would make the most sense. Now, the enemy team have full control over the sea cap, and keep in mind the enemy team haven't really had the caps for very long. They've had B for a decent amount of time, but it does look like the Zhao is starting to take over. And kind of curious why we're not seeing any signs of defensive AA. And ooh, look at that! See, this is the strength of the Midway, is the fact that they can get fires with their dive bombers. So he is going to start racking up damage here. I mean, it could also be a just a replay bug where it just doesn't show the defensive AA, because I don't know, Hindenburg generally, I mean, then again, a lot of people still run the Hydro with it, but even this Alaska doesn't show really signs of it. Now he is once again losing a lot of planes. Don't even know if he's gonna get a hit on this FTG. The Zhao does take out the friendly Hindenburg. However, the friendly Zhao is just, well, it's gone currently, and that leaves Yuudachi with, well, no one. This is where the game gets interesting. So Yuudachi's by himself against a Alaska, a Salem, a FTG, and a Midway. And right now, the best place for Yuudachi is to try to get as much distance as he can, because he is going to get spotted by the CV. Does place down a early fighter just in case the CV goes through that path, and is going to try to focus down this FTG. FTG is probably a decent choice. The Alaska and the Salem. Ooh, that Salem's really low in health. Oh, good torpedo hits on that FTG. Let's see if he can get rid of that Salem. Does get the drop off. I don't know if is that gonna be enough. Gets one torpedo hit, no flooding. Is gonna have the Salem kind of low on health, but probably not enough. Now I'm really curious on the amount of planes he still has left available. Now he is focusing down the FTG. Not a bad focus right now, because that FTG, if you can get rid of him, that's going to give friendly team additional points. There's about less than 4 minutes left on this battle. Does get a fire, gets the kill on the FTG, and things are looking like they might work for him. We'll see. Does switch around to the Salem, and just watch how quickly his planes kind of melt. Gets a fire. I don't think that's going to be enough. Gets hit by the Alaska. Shooting down planes left and right, which is really beneficial. He does probably need to try to get behind an island, try to limit down the Alaska, but it's a Midway. I mean, there's only so much he can do, and will probably not be detected here momentarily because all the planes just got shot down. So things are looking a little dicey. The enemy team are starting to catch up. They'll win in about 5 minutes. Obviously, the match will end in 3 minutes. But if they can just get ahead, though, they will actually win this. Going in for the dive bombs. Ooh. Missed the target. And once again, that's kind of the issue even for me. It's just not being able to... Well, I mean, it takes practice, but going in for that dive bombing run is just... It's difficult. And just look at the amount of damage his planes are just getting hit left and right. Missing those shots, not good. Not good. I'm very curious. He does have 8 of 16 of the torpedo planes, 4 of 16 of the rocket planes. And I think... I'm trying to remember how many of the dive bombers. And that... Yeah, I really think this is a replay bug right now, because it does look like it's not showing the proper amount of planes within the hangar. And due to the fact that the CV is currently spotting him, Alaska's not being really helpful. Now, he is going to try to focus down the Salem. If he can get the Salem, he has a really good chance of winning this. Now, right now, he's probably not going to be able to kill all of the ships. And that's, once again, kind of the issue with the CVs. And there is a Salem. If he can get a good roll on the damage. Don't know if that's going to be the case. Oh, he does get the enemy Salem. That has boosted their points up. And will actually mean that they will win this. He does have half his health, not showing a lot of broadside. Is instantly switching over to the Alaska, but as long as he survives in about a minute, he should have this game in the bag, and even the CV won't be able to do much against him. And that is actually going to be a solo warrior for Yuudachi in the Midway. Let's see how much damage he's going to get. Ooh, came in a little bit too early. But 142,000 points of damage is not something to shake a stick at. And that is essentially going to be it for this battle. So, solo warrior for Yuudachi in the Midway. And that is going to be it for this video. So, very fun to watch. Really good example of kind of tier 10. Tier 10 CVs are kind of in a really good place right now. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what we saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day, and go look at Yuudachi's Twitch channel. Zaijian.